I mean, regardless, it's sometimes hard to remember something that's happened a while ago. There's a reason why I take a lot of notes. Anyways, when entering into this world, well, this part of the world, into the Kingdom of Mist, you managed to get to the capital with Connor's assistance and making sure you didn't accidentally get arrested by the Kingdom of Isle. Thanks to formerly Ray, now Ramus, stealing a lot of the stuff that is their treasury kingdom. Treasure of the kingdom. So you basically just went around that. Also, you're technically wanted because you immediately disappeared on the job again. There's only so many times they can forgive you. And you also, brought about the end of the world. You avoided major cities to make sure you weren't discovered. But at the exact same time, due to that, you don't really know what's going on in the capital. Well, not the capital, but the kingdom itself. But you guys were spared anything, which was, for you, good. And as you entered into Mist, you summoned, or at least revived, a giant creature that is still there, technically. Not really controlled by anyone, and when it was walking, when it was moving, it was actively hurting people. I believe Becky went down, Tempest stood up, Micah stood up, and that was about it. I think Connor also barely managed to survive, while everyone else went down. Eventually, it was everyone woke up far away from that problem because they didn't, well, Connor didn't really fully trust Ray, so they gave them an ultimatum. Either leave now so you don't accidentally kill everyone, or I will end the problem myself. And left it up to the team to decide, but ultimately decided to fully trust just Micah on this topic, because Tempest could be easily swayed by Becky. Nara is more or less pacifistically there. Dan, well, good-natured, not exactly the wisest of choice. And Becky can be influenced by money. Can I not be here?
Oh, yeah. What?
Oh, what's this so quiet?
Oh, we were listening.
Oh, I was talking about Nara.
Oh. That's fair.
It's funny, then it became really quiet after that comment. We're like, what?
Anyways.
I didn't want to interrupt again.
It's fine. The team then decided to just have Ray reincarnate into someone else. And Ray became Ramus. About the same, but more chauvinistic kind of individual, but less suicidal and taking everyone else along with them. Which is good. Maybe. It's still decided, debatable. They're very horn-dogging-ish, as when the individual that is here now came about to collect you all, immediately hit on them. Like, immediately. But before that, when your team entered inside, you spoke with one of the hierarchy members of this vampire court, even though you don't know that technically just yet, but it's easily deducible. And you discern that the enemy is already here. They've already spoken with them, and unless they get something out of this deal, they're really not willing to listen to you. But you were allowed in thanks to Micah's own connections. And when allowed in, you immediately just brought out magic, brought out a sword. Immediately, Tempest, Becky, and Ramus were fined for doing so. They were more or less trying to back out on this, and then immediately were given a 100 gold fee. I think it was Tempest or Becky decided to just rip it up and burn it away, or it might have been Ramus, I don't really remember. But immediately when it was burnt away, the symbol was shown on your neck. So that ticket wasn't really going anywhere. Same thing happened to Dan after he wandered away, and then immediately harassed someone for, I don't really remember why. She was going to work and Dan just kept following her. So she just called out for other guards. So she went to work, and Dan just stood there, just more or less mimicking them continuously to an annoying state. And remember, these guys are not good people. Well, heavily strict rather than evil, which in itself can be evil. Your team came about, and immediately seeing the opening, Dan left, evading arrest. You guys fought, you killed those two people, more guards came in, everyone just disappeared, and some of you stood on the roof. I think it was Becky and Tempest. While some of you, I think half the group was in a bag. You listened into them, and you heard that they took the 2 people that you killed and brought them towards the cleric district, where they would be interrogated after death. You guys
We
came
did
here.
not kill them. It was not us who killed them. It was the guards who killed them.
Wait, who?
You can.
The people in the house?
We didn't kill
Yeah,
them. The guards
It's true.
did.
The guards did kill them.
They killed
Giant
different
lighting
people.
fires on
You
fire.
killed the guards. 2
Oh.
different
Yeah.
topics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
that's
Just making
fine.
sure that we had everything straight.
Yeah. The guards did shoot lightning in the area, killing people in the background. While that happened, and a little bit afterwards, the area started to rain, and you guys just left, not wanting to deal with anything. Returning here, resting, relaxing. The next day follows. Everyone comes together. Connor asks Dan if he wants to be more sensible of the world so he can teach them, but it will require time. So he's letting him think about it on that topic. Some random woman introduces herself, and then immediately Ramus hits on her, and she simply states, now we're in game. Well, regardless of any of that, I have been instructed to bring Akale here, as well as his associates, to the Rimulus estate. If you would all follow me.
Okay, wait, but do you have like coats? Hoods?
Coats?
Coats or hoods or something? Or something to hide under?
We'll be traveling by carriages.
Do they have windows?
If you open them.
That's fancy. Okay.
Very
But can
well.
we close them so we're hidden?
Naturally.
Oh.
Okay, I have one
Becky-
question. One question. So everybody that's done bad has a mark on them, so you can visibly tell that they've already been in trouble in the city.
Currently,
No, once we paid it, it went away.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like at the end of last session, you guys sent out a messenger to go and pay for the fines. And when you're traveling
Yeah.
there, the marks disappeared after the
Super.
fine was paid.
Okay, great.
Becky, have you never been in a carriage? I mean, yes, it's nice, but it's no airship.
I've been in a carriage. I like cabbage.
Becky, do you know what a carriage is?
Yeah, it's the soup. But besides that, we used to have horse boxes. That's what I called them as a kid before I ran away.
With a confused look, Ramus glances at Tempest.
It's basically a joke. I'm messing with you. Did you see that? I pulled a Dan.
Tempest is just like sort of
Okay.
It's a joke.
not even
Isn't
really
it
listening
funny?
to anything that's going on.
That's fair.
It's like,
Well,
Dan,
okay, so I'm not. I feel now. Becky is now embarrassed and does not believe she can be a comedian.
Dan, what do you think a carriage is? I'm curious.
A carriage?
Carriage, yes.
It's like when you care for old age.
Interesting.
Yes.
Is this carriage taking us to my father?
It will be taking you to the estates where he's currently staying, training a variety of his men there.
Can I have a moment with my friends?
Of course. She steps to the side. Ramus likely kisses her on not the neck. He's not a vampire. On the hand.
She said friends.
Becky, come back. I need you to. Becky. Now,
Oh, Becky didn't think that she was a friend.
listen.
Oh, so
This is very important. It has been 663 years since I've seen my father. What?
you left when you were 3?
Yes. I was a very strong baby. And I was able to think for myself, and I emancipated myself from my family at that time.
You left when you were around 25, 28. The time when you became a vampire.
3 years old.
Okay, it felt like I was 3 years old.
If you were 3 years old, you'd still be a baby.
Okay. That is not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is there was a reason why I left here. There is a
What was the reason you left?
There is a reason why I suffer from past life.
I think they just call it dementia nowadays.
No,
I
it's
suffer
not
too from
dementia.
that.
It's when you've been psychologically so damaged.
Like my mom. My
Repression.
mom used to punch
It's
me and beat me up until I could beat her, and then she'd kick me
PLFS?
around and make me
Past
sleep
life
outside.
forgetful syndrome?
Wait, hold
that
on.
could be
There's
it
a
too.
lot to unpackage here from a lot of different people.
There is. But I have repressed these memories and they are starting to come back to me. My father is not a very nice man.
Who?
And
Vampire?
I just fear for you, and I'm asking you to please tread lightly as we
Okay,
ask
Mike-
for him to
Michael-
give us
Okay.
help.
Deal. But I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Hand
Yes.
raised.
Okay. Wait. Wait. Let me ask
Um,
Dan.
my
Dan, do
question-
you have a question?
Oh,
Where?
Dan, do you have a question?
Who?
Okay.
I have a question. Becky
Okay.
does.
Okay.
sure that was a
Nira,
question.
do you have a question?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
I also have a question.
Becky has a question. Becky
That's
has a
fine.
question.
Tempest, do you have any questions?
Oh, I would like to
That
concede the
sounds
rest of my
fine.
time to
Okay.
Becky.
Yes. Connor, any questions?
Not right now, perhaps lineage-wise, but like if you
Oh.
have any brothers or sisters. But right now, it's more
I-
important about your father.
This is true. Just to be good. Okay, Becky, what did you have to say?
Someone told me vampires get killed if they get sticked in the heart. Is that true?
I'm not sure because I really thought I was 3 years old when I left. I didn't realize. I thought I was born this way.
Oh,
My friend Lady
Okay.
Gaga told me that.
wow. Okay,
such a
so
strange
here's my
name.
question.
Yes.
If a stake is like a wooden stake, right? But you have
Not
a
like a-
railroad tie, which is
not
like,
like
a
a
iron
T-bone?
stake,
A T-bone?
or
steak?
T-bone stake, like the
Okay.
bone stake.
Bone
But
steak.
then if you shaped it like a sword, would it be a sword? Shake?
A shake.
A shake.
A shake steak. Shake
Yep.
it steak.
Would if I touch my pointy bit of my sword on a vampire's chest, will they just explode?
I don't know. You want to put one on me?
No.
Oh.
Now that you said
I-
we're friends, that makes one friend. Ray died.
I still think that our contract carries over to me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well,
What-
Tempest and I are friends, but
Anyways.
we're contract friends.
Yes, of course. 500 gold, friends.
It's amazing you remember that.
Of
You
course. I have the memory of both individuals.
Oh, those got to be bad, man. Woo! Scrape my eyelids. Okay. I honestly, I don't know because I've never been staked before.
Wow, that's good to know. But so I will be good to your daddy-o. who-
I was staked.
Do you think he smells being that old?
Oh, I can't imagine.
How old is he?
Probably. I don't know.
Does he have that?
When growing
Does he
up,
have
he's
that old
always
people
looked the
smell?
same, honestly.
That's true. He's always looked as great as I do.
Does
Whoa.
he smell like a nursing home? Sorry, was that insensitive? I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I will be on my best behavior
Okay. I just wanted to warn you
as a
guys.
diplomat.
We're just up against.
A diplomat from Frost
Okay. Super great.
with a new name, Barbara Bartz.
Barbara Bright.
Bartz?
Barbara Farts?
Barbara Farts?
Yep.
Bart's is what you said?
Bart's.
Barbara
Bart's is my nickname.
Barts.
You'll never know.
Not Barbara
I am-
Burps?
I am Fart
Thank you.
Tarts.
Thank you. This is very flattering. All of this is flattering.
I could have sworn I honestly heard Bart's, but my apologies.
Okay, we can proceed to the cabbage trail.
Ooh, the carriage. It's pronounced carriage. That joke fell flat.
Just like your chest.
I,
I have iron
What?
on. Look at the boobs.
I guess I also am not cut out for comedy.
no. It's your tone of voice, I think. Also the things you say.
Look, I think this character has pretty big boobs. If I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I think she does.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
Like, at a game, yes, she does.
Usually, oh, I don't know. Actually, it's pretty iron.
Like, you can clearly tell there's something there, but obviously Ramus was messing around. But that's outside a game. Either way,
This
though.
is very bad at jokes too.
Either way, the individual that I think we just nicknamed Red because you guys don't know her name. She does look towards all of you. Are you all ready to go?
We are, but we gotta get in those carriages real fast.
Of course.
Fast, like.
If you all follow me. As you are led outside, you do see about 3 carriages just waiting in line. You don't know how long they've been there. You see 3 attendants waiting at the door, and they all open them once you step outside. You can still say it's been raining for this entire time, so while you were speaking for like, I'm going to say 15 minutes, they've been probably outside in the rain waiting for you. Depending on what kind of person you are, Ramus excluded, you might feel bad. Ramus, you probably feel like this is their job, so what does it matter?
Yep.
You're noble.
Everybody, I think
Oh my
we
god,
should
I'm so
ride
sorry
together.
that we left you waiting for so long. That's so terrible. I hope you have a nice, dry, warm place to go after this.
I think we should all ride in the same carriage. I don't like the fact they're splitting us up.
Do you think we could fit in the same carriage? Do you
Uh,
think I could fit comfortably in the same carriage?
the one that we just currently calling Red does state, each carriage carries about 5 people. If you huddle together, 4
Ew.
with plenty of space,
2,
3 is
Yeah.
preferable. But-
That's going to be fine. You can huddle in one of the other carriages. Red, you're welcome to join me though, if you would like.
I'd be walking. Little less cramped. But I do appreciate the
Again.
thought. I am currently working, so I cannot affiliate myself in any which way. After all, I could potentially cause problems. But I do thank you for the offer. But I will be walking alongside each carriage, so Tempest barfs in the corner. If you do need any assistance or any information, I will be happy to help you. Tempest asks, hey, do you have a someone that can run errands? She does say yes. She brings them over. It's one of the people that was waiting for you. You give them the money, they head out. And when Tempest, you are more or less apologetic to them, you can tell that they don't make any gestures or say it's not a problem. In fact, you don't even see their face. It's currently like all garbed up as if they're pretending to be a mummy, more or less. Not in that childish tone or nature, but more like you don't sense or like feel any undead. It's just like they're all bandaged up, but they're easily flexible. But they head out to deliver the missive. If you guys get on one carriage, that's perfectly fine. You're just going to be not able to move whatsoever.
I go in the carriage with Ramus.
Yeah,
I go in the
and-
carriage without Ramus.
Good.
Yeah,
My
same.
name is
You guys want to clown
Fart-
car it?
Fart Tarts. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Ramus takes the middle carriage just because of, his experience being a noble. Does
Yeah.
not take the outside carriages in case of being jumped.
Yeah. Connor's going to watch out for his brother because he knows how Ray was. He doesn't really know how Ramus's current personality is. So he's not willing to have him alone. So he rides along with you guys. Nara takes the last carriage, having plenty of space to sleep or relax. At any rate, Red does honestly walk through each area to the left of it, where the door opens, and she just simply walks through. If you ask any questions, she's more than able to answer, but you guys will eventually get there without an issue. Unfortunately, no one's about to jump you.
Dan Connor, I know you also are nobles. What do you think about how you treat your citizens?
Implicating.
How do you think about how you treat your citizens?
I'm asking you.
Okay. I'm asking you.
What do you mean
Connor.
by that? Like, what are the implications of your meaning?
Well, we are nobles, of course, together, but, many times people will take advantage of their positions, especially over those weaker than themselves as citizens. And I'm still yet a little confused on the different mindsets of both who I was and who I am now. And I wanted to know if we have the same mindset when it comes to ruling or not.
Not sure where you derived from. In fact, mentioning flying machines that you travel with, I've never really heard of such a thing. But it all really depends on the individual. But overall, you should keep an eye out for the whole. At times, you will have to be strict, but at times you can be fair. Treat everyone respectfully, but always be aware of your position. Simple enough juggling position, so long as you're fully aware of your surroundings.
Ramus will cross his legs and be like, I think we will get along. I don't like nobles that take advantage of their position for personal gain, that is.
Perhaps you are a little bit different than your counterpart, but still debatable on that, as we just recently met. But I'll keep an open mind.
And Dan, how confused are you right now?
Oh. I'm okay. I'm doing good. I feel comfortable.
That's good. That's good. Have you ever thought about an education? I think it would be very beneficial for your future.
I think
can
it would
teach
be
you. I
very
am
beneficial
educated.
to your future.
I'm educated on within both my lives.
I'm educated in both my life.
Ramus, based off of your own history,
What a conversation.
you can tell that this is going to be looping around.
Yeah.
You're going to get no straight answers.
Maybe another time, Dan.
Maybe another time.
As you more or less maybe have a small aneurysm, Red moves over towards Micah, Tempest, and Becky's cart. Like lightly knocking, she does state, loud enough that your car can hear as well. We will be arriving about less than 2 minutes. And more or less directs her questioning since she can hear you guys speaking in the second cart. Do you all have anything to ask, by the way? I know, man, I elongated Micah. I always forget what I called Micah. Mikhail has been gone for quite some time. But Miss and other Miss, do you have any questions?
I am just curious what the protocol would be for addressing my father after such a long absence, and if you know how he feels about me.
Based off of the information we already have, and Mikhail, you would likely have some understanding of things based off your own circumstances, I understand. You would present yourself as a returning son and give a small token of appreciation for allowing him to let you journey into the world on the wishes of your own mother before her passing time. You would then attend to your friends and state one way or the other what they are to you. Therefore, your father would not consider them potential livestock, death inmates, or those enthralled by you.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. I think you all introduced yourselves technically. Miss Tempest and Miss Becky, is there anything you would like to ask?
I'm sorry, I fell asleep. It's just very comfy in a carriage, and I like it. I like it in here.
Like
I'm gonna sleep until we get there.
the entire thing is very comfortable. You can tell that this area, or at least the carriage itself, is very, very luxurious. The tapestry, the cushions, all of it's high-end, high class, and you just can easily sleep in here if you want.
I just kind of kick my legs up on the other side and lean back and sleep.
That's actually my lap, but I don't move them.
Feel like seats.
What is the family name?
Well, the patriarchal name is different from Micah's last name, as he has been given... she's gonna say Micah. Micah's last name, as he has been given the former name of the mistress of the house. However, the house name itself, I have already given to you. If you don't remember, that's fine. It's probably what you asked, now that I think about it. It is Reaver. I think I switched it, but it's Reaver now.
Reaver. Okay. Okay. Is he a lord? Is he, a duke? Like, what's his title?
He is a Duke of the Kingdom, third in line for the throne if something was to happen. That being the case, though, he is also the general of the overarching kingdom.
Wow. I was once first in line for a throne.
She's talking loud enough you can hear. She does more or less take a few steps back, so the second carriage can listen in. I'm sure you were, Mr. Dan. And that's all. But over some time, he has grown and accustomed himself to train the new recruits. So easy enough, that's likely we'll be finding him today. And when she finishes that sentence, your carriages do stop.
Sorry, did you say that we'll be fighting today?
No. Training with the new recruits today, and this is where we'll be finding him today.
Oh, okay.
I suppose, unless you really want to. She chuckles, making a joke, but you're not sure if it's a joke.
I hear it, but I don't laugh because I still am embarrassed from my previous joke.
While you're laying on Tempest's lap. You're just taking this all in. And I think, yeah, Becky, you would have your full health at this point.
Becky, like 69 health.
I mean, I get
My
it.
jokes are good.
But you guys would have taken a long rest by this time. So Tempest, you as well.
Thank you.
The doors are open, and you guys are basically released from the carriages. No one tries to trap you in. No one brings out a dagger and stabs Connor, Nara, or Mike in the back. Now, it's just, hey, we're rich. We go into this area. You enter inside, and inside you do see a whole bunch of people training. Some of them are training with magic. Others are simply walking around and just conversing. It does seem that whatever training they were doing, most of it has concluded, and others are just doing self-study. When she steps inside, she does call over one of the guards. Where can I find Mr. Reeves today? Oh, in the back. Right now he is at his suite, making sure that everything is attended to, and he did note that you would be arriving today. So right now he only has himself and 2 guards watching over him to make sure we have, or you, pardon, of your privacy. Thank you. You may go. He nods and he heads over this way. Now then, are you ready to go? Or would you like some time to prepare yourselves?
Yes. I am ready to go. I'm trying to act like a noble. I'm like standing really straight, but a little like awkwardly too stiff.
I copy the movement.
You copy the very, very stiff movement.
I'm like purposefully relaxed looking. Like, these guys aren't going to intimidate me. No way.
That's fair. You can tell that some of them are training with magic you've never seen before. A lot of dark, shadowy stuff. Man, Ray would have loved it here. Some of them are like fighting with skeletons, and others are like more or less savagely attacking one another. Honestly, this place is very primal. But you walk inside further along, and you aren't really disturbed by anyone. Whatever the reason, or whoever you're being led by, does keep them at bay. And eventually you do enter inside. Looking for the map.
It's strange. I feel at home, and yet at the same time, furthest from it.
Well, yes, sir. I sense the same feeling as you. Spontaneous, stupulous.
Okay.
My eyes are very dry. It's pretty blurry. Where are we?
What?
Becky just leans over and spits in Dan's eye.
Thank you.
I don't think that helps.
Ramus literally has the bag of like a thing of water, like a pouch of water, like. And it's
Oh wait,
like,
but I stand up straight again.
Anyways, Dan,
Why you
here's my water skin if your eyes are too dry.
For my eyes?
Yes.
Wow. I just look at it.
Dan, pour it.
I look
on
at
your
it
eyes.
intensely. My
No.
eyes stare directly at the water skin.
Eventually, Ramus does pour water on your eyes.
Yeah,
it
just
does-
take it from him and pour it on.
I mean, it does help hydrate them, but the rain is still going. So everything's more or less still fruitless. But eventually you are inside. And the weird pitter-pattering of sound of the rain goes away until you enter inside. You go through a long corridor greeted by various people, all in butler and maid attire. No one really personal until you enter the study. A large, and I'm talking large room, filled with an intricate decorum, with a very big rug. Standing in the middle of the room is, well, 3 people. One, a simple entertainer currently playing the piano. One, a very dauntedly dead-looking zombie-like being. More humanoid than zombie, but still has that air to them. A very butlerly look, but at the exact same time able to potentially kill you. And one very, very handsome man that reminds you of, well, Micah, just with white hair, paler skin, and piercing red eyes. But at this point, they're kind of the same age, very relatively. Miss Red does step forwards, and she simply states to this specific individual, "Sir, may I present to you Sir Mikhail and company?" And immediately Dan and Ramus break decorum and just immediately sit down.
I step forwards and I get on 2 knees and I bow, but awkwardly with my arms in front of me, and say, "Thank you for company, sirs." And then I stand back up straight and step back to Micah.
2 of the individuals step forwards.
Remus is sitting very poshly.
I mean, posh is one thing. Sure.
And I lower my head. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And I lower my head and I quietly wait.
Whoa.
Okay, Dan? Okay.
Got my attention.
As Mr. Reeves moves forwards, he does look at you, Dan, wondering what you're doing, as well as Ramus, but easily enough just dismisses you both. Looking towards Micah, however, he does wait for a bit. You can tell that those that are still watching, which is likely Tempest, Ramus politely waiting, thinking that they're the most important person in this room. They can come to you.
It's more like Ramus thinks that like this is like the room in which we get summoned, not the actual room in which we're actually meeting individuals.
Okay, you were told otherwise.
Ramus is super, super rich.
Okay.
Micah glares at Ramus and sends dagger eyes at him and pleading eyes that he will get in line to meet his father or feel the wrath of his father.
Becky is like, "Wow, wouldn't it be just a surprise if Ramus pulled a Ray?"
I mean, they haven't attacked yet or asked if they know of any undead magic, so
It's true.
not there yet. Reaver or Mr. Reeves moves forwards and he does look towards Micah. After studying him for a bit, he does say something. It has been some time, son. Who are your associates?
Father, it has been a long time. I have so much to say. I have done and been so many places.
Don't remember.
My associates and I are currently on a mission to help mankind and all the rest of the human and living beings on this planet. We've come to you bearing gifts and apologies for such a long silence.
Gifts.
Gibbs.
I put 500 gold down on the
Whoa.
ground in front of
Whoa.
me.
Whoa.
That's not really a
I
gift. It's more of a
audibly go, "Whoa."
tribute.
I have
I don't
no
know.
gifts.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. I hand him my crossbow.
Whoa.
What? Oh. Oh.
You bring out like 500 gold coins and you hear the group behind you going, "Whoa!" Like, it's got the right
Whoa.
thing. Brings out crossbow and presents it. You can tell that the man next to your father does step forward to grab the crossbow and collect it. Steps back easily enough. I forgot I named him Deadman, but it doesn't really matter.
Dead man.
Yeah,
I'm man. You man. I'm. Never mind. I'll wait.
it's his entire name. And it's spelled Dedmen. Deadman. Doesn't matter. Still though. Denman moves forward, collects the bow, comes back, and looking towards you, Reaver does state, I had allowed you to move forwards, to present yourself with your own opportunities and your life's mission. At the behest of your mother, I easily enough relented this, as she was the love of my life. And she brought you into this world. So she would have some say to your life soon after. It has been far too long since you've been gone. Have you found what you were looking for? Or you've been simply wandering the streets, finding looks towards your group? Those you would take pity on.
Thank you. Sis.
Hello.
I've found comfort in comforting others. Yes, sir.
Perhaps I've been too soft on you, but overall, I did promise your mother before her passing. Very
And
well.
she was a wonderful, wonderful mother.
Would not have married her if she was not. Regardless of that notion, what brings you here now? I have heard word that you were brought into the city, and you, rather than coming here first, decided to, according to my documents, harass some of the guards.
We
well,
were
technically they harassed us first, so
According to my documents, it says here that one of your companions brought out dangerous weapons and flung them in the air,
What?
pointing them towards, according to here, it says your own people. So they came in to find you. And
it was
then
a friendly duel.
and you do
Oh,
realize that you
that.
don't do that in the street. You're not,
But it was a friendly duel.
and you don't do that in the street.
Well, we didn't think anyone was watching.
According to documents, there was roughly, looking at my map, 8 people around you.
But I can't see
Look.
very far.
I would question those documents. There was at least 12 bats as well.
Getting to the bat situation, later on it was also discerned that your other companions harassed an individual inside their own home, continued to follow them until the guards stepped in, mimicked both police officers and the woman in turn, allowing her to leave, which is fine, she wasn't doing anything, and then immediately tried to evade arrest as soon as your other companions stepped in, resulting in a friendly fire match, costing the lives of 3 people in our city.
Right. We tried to save them, but it turns out your
Well-
guards aren't very well trained. So
Restraining
we tried to
Sounds
save them.
terrible.
We did our best.
restraining
And-
6 very violent, dangerous people is precedent over anything else.
Well, we would like to say we're very deeply sorry for our bird, Comedy Bird, for doing its thing. We'd like to present our comedy mascot that is pretty much a bird, Dan. And I think the interaction will explain the misunderstanding, as
Well-
he's not fit to be left alone.
Well,
and since
I
you
would like to
guards
state-
distracted us.
That was
ran away.
not Human Dan. Actually, no, I take it back. That was Human Dan. But because his voice sounded like a girl's voice, and Human Dan is not a girl. Oh, wait. Yeah, Human Man is a girl. I am Fart Tarts. I not Dan Man. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
I don't care who you are, Mr. Tarts. Your
I
rabble
think that was
rousey
self-explanatory.
is still problematic. And if he is not
I
fit to be left
understand.
alone, why in what god would he serve? I don't say. He would just say God. In God's name, did you leave him alone?
Well, I mean,
Well,
the most
see, we
important
got the
question is like with that light hanging, the light holders on the ceiling. I am quite
Reach
curious
forward.
how one could have eggs attached to it like you did. They're pretty cool.
I reach forwards and I put my hand over Dan's mouth and like hold it closed.
He's still talking, but
And
it's very
pull
clammy
him.
now.
And I pull him around, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, sir. This is when we got here, we're having a friendly duel, which we now know is illegal. And during the commotion with the guard, after that, Dan escaped, and we would like to make it up to you with whatever compensation you think is needed."
Roll deception.
And then I do that awkward bow again. Deception.
Because he didn't escape. You allowed that to happen. When you guys were talking before the friendly duel, he just left. Like, I think
That's right.
made mention.
Yeah, but
Like,
could anyone have stopped him? Not really.
someone
Oh,
could
no.
have followed. Like, easily enough. Maybe not stopped him, but someone could have easily followed.
I think I rolled good, guys.
Yeah. Seeing the report and seeing how you guys act, he doesn't believe you, which is not that uncommon to believe. He does look towards
I'm gonna
you
leave
all,
this mic up.
and simply enough does state, the next time you get in trouble, I will not be able to put it and sweep it under the rug. Do you understand that?
Yes, Father.
I'm not solely speaking to you. I'm speaking to the entire contingency of your team, including that one. Looks towards Ramus
No.
on couch.
It just does like a slight wave. And
Oh, yeah, I'm
like
sorry
a
about him.
little nod.
We really can't. Yeah.
I just
Okay.
slightly bow.
Yes, we understand. And now that we are aware of the customs in this place, we will observe them more respectfully.
I will observe them.
Dan, roll deception. Because I don't believe you. You're a very good liar. He doesn't believe you, but he doesn't like have any proof that you're not lying. So right now, he doesn't know you're lying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am sorry I got lost.
Roll
Pleasant
deception again.
day.
Nah, it's fine. The first one still works. I said the first one still works, but that's fine. He more or less tempers his voice, bringing it back to a cadence that's a lot less angry dad at his kid and his kid's friends. So he composes himself once more. And eventually calms down until he looks towards you and simply states, whatever reason brought you here, all of you, I suggest you get it done. And according to these statements, Mikhail, you're going by Micah right now. If that is easier for you to understand, that is fine. I will call you as thus. And he does look towards the attendant that brought you here. Violet, please distribute names to my men on Micah's current used name. At once, sir. And she heads out.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry I didn't use a joke. I got scared.
Was it the rug joke?
I don't.
No, it was the. Oh, I'm sorry. It was the one. I might as well say it. It's in my head. It's like, yo, Dan, where's your nose? I have nose idea.
You hear the piano player just like muffle a small chuckle.
Oh,
But
that's a good one.
the dad in the room does not. And Deadman has no emotion, so nothing there.
There are eggs on the chandeliers.
They do look like eggs.
Fried eggs.
They're fried eggs. No, they're hard-boiled eggs and then they're cut in half.
I
They're
don't know.
deviled eggs.
I should have used a different math. Oh well. Reaper does look towards you all and simply enough does state, "So what truly brings you to your home, Micah? And all of you, since Micah has stated you're friends, feel free to speak out loud."
Tempest, would you join me in discussing with my father what is happening?
Yes. And I'll follow Micah's lead in what we reveal or hold back, etc.
What do you hold back, Micah? Do you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, or do you lie? Or do you do what Becky does and like make yourselves better?
I don't know. Since everybody's already here, the bad guys are already here, that he's already heard what happened.
He's likely already heard what happened on their end, honestly, yeah. But he hasn't heard your side of the story.
This is true. This is true. Sir, is there a place that you and I and Tempest could speak privately?
That is why we're here, but we can excuse your friends to go back into the courtyard.
I think they'd enjoy the fresh air.
Would be a good idea.
Especially, I think Ramus needs a lot of fresh air.
I suppose I shouldn't be too cad on this. You may wait in the hallway.
I think they'd be better outside with your guards. In
Yes,
the fresh
with
air.
guards.
In the
And
fresh air.
let them know to be real mindful of Dan.
Of wandering.
Yeah. He's real slippery.
Tarts.
Why did you bring this man on a diplomatic mission according to documents?
Why did we bring Dan?
Yes.
Because he's a good-hearted person.
And you
He's
want
my
that
friend. And he would
in a
help me.
politician's field work.
He may not always be what people expect, but he does have some strong strengths that we use.
Doesn't nod or agree, but he does listen to you. But Deadman, he paused Deadman. Deadman, please escort Micah's companions to the courtyard. Very good, sir. He moves forwards, opens the door, not depicted, and he is currently waiting for all of you, including you, Ramus.
Ramus is out of earshot for most things, so he's just waiting for other people to leave.
It is an empty room. Nothing is muting these voices.
Yeah, Ramus isn't paying attention.
I'm going to go get his attention.
Like maybe if you were in a
Stomp
closet
over.
filled with a lot of clothes, that might do it. But you're in an empty room.
I
Did you have a
grab
good family reunion?
Yes, I'd grab him by his shirt collar. And
No.
yeah,
Ramus,
Ramus
I'm
doesn't have a
strong.
Ramus doesn't have a
Yes.
shirt collar. He has a deep V-neck.
Yeah, I don't got nothing there.
I
For you to
grab him
grab.
by one of his ponytails.
Oh, no. Ramus would 100% not let someone touch him like that.
Ramus
I kick
scoots.
him in his gonads.
So, what would I roll?
This is just more dexterity saving throw because you're trying to avoid being touched.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You move away from your companion, ally, friend, whatever you want to call it, Micah. You basically stand up, giving basically the thing Mike wanted to do anyways, just no one touched you, which is the thing you
Yeah.
wanted.
He's so
Well,
fast.
no reason to be rude, Micah. Jeez. And I was hoping that you had a good family reunion with your father.
You so would have heard the
now-
yelling.
I was
Now-
hoping for your support.
Now, Ramus will come over and
You're
give
the wrong
go
color
through
blue.
the proper like procedure of bowing and introducing myself.
Yeah.
And then
Half bow, giving your title, giving your name, and presenting a gift. It's generally not money, because that is frowned upon between the royalty and nobility. It's a way of offending them, really. It's like, I'm sure you can use this.
And then we'll say before excusing myself, I hope that you and your son had a nice reunion. I did not wish to get in between it. Thank you for having me in your state. I shall be excusing myself now.
Of course. Denman's still holding the door open for the rest of the team. Connor bows.
And I'll just do a slight nod, but like not like full recognition, right?
Yeah. Dan and Becky, do you leave?
Oh.
Well, Becky's currently MIA, so
Yes.
what about you, Dan?
Yes, I leave.
Okay, that's enough of a majority that I'm going to take Becky's reins and put her in outside of the room.
Oh.
Okay. Now being alone, you can tell that you are alone. No one other than Piano Man. I want to say Piano Man leaves. Goes into the courtyard as well. Once Piano Man leaves, whose name you never got, Reaver does look towards you. Welcome back. Reaver does now look towards you. So then, what did you need to discuss with me?
Have you heard that evil's been released?
I've heard that you and your companions helped bring along the cataclysmic event of the World's End, yes.
Did you hear that we didn't want to, or that at least those that are with me currently had intentions of stopping it, and inadvertently we messed up, Dad?
According to what I've heard, you actively moved things forwards, breaking gates
I would
to
like
allow
to
them to
point
go
out-
inside, taking items and presenting it to them, and then one of your team, while they are not here anymore, sure, actively opened the gate.
I would like
Yes.
to point out that for most of that, we were under, what would you call it?
An evil organization.
Blackmail?
Oh.
Dan, you're not there. We were under blackmail.
Oh, this is going on in there.
It's going on in the room. Yeah.
Yeah. For most of that, we were under blackmail, afraid for our lives and the lives of our loved ones. And
And
when
who?
we weren't being blackmailed, we were being tricked and did not know what we were helping.
And who was pulling your arm?
It appears to be the organization that is helping to rule your city.
My council members? Or are you speaking of the group that you joined willfully and willingly?
Oh, no. Your counselors, yeah, for sure.
Roll deception. Disadvantage. He doesn't trust Micah's friends. He doesn't trust Micah's friends, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, Dan, you were fine because he didn't believe you one way or the other. He just doesn't know you're lying. 4 and 14. Both aren't that great. Forgive me if I sound not trusting of you, Miss Tempest. I don't believe your story. From what I've been told, your companions here willfully took on a mission to rob an item from a museum. Took it to this team and willfully joined at no particular instance, from what I've been told, and heard and seen, did you ever make a connection with my council members?
We did take things. We took things. Oh, it
Not
just
really knowing what they were for at the
no,
time.
we didn't. And then when we did know that it could have been something serious, we were trying to find out who the people were. So we delivered it so that we could find out who the people were that were involved, in hopes of then stealing it back, because it was so easy to steal it in the first place. Then we would get caught and we'd be told that we would have to go in and fix it, or we would be held in trouble. And it just built upon itself until the time that they had everything they needed and we were going to stop them. But yes, I agree, one of our team players became evil. And not evil, yes, evil, wanted to have more power, became power hungry, and took it upon himself to let the evil out. We are still trying to stop the evil. We are on a mission to stop what we have started. We take full responsibility and we are very sorry. But it has always been bigger than us. But we keep trying.
I understand you continue to try your best, Micah. And Miss Tempest, I understand that your own failures again and again and again are a byproduct of how you were raised and what limitations you have on your very body. That is no excuse for continuously to fail. Although you may not be immortal, you are putting along dangerous situations to those that are not like you. Sure, you possess a greater strength than most, but your thinking is on the limited side. That goes to all of you, not just you, Miss Tempest. That goes to my son, Mr. Ramus. I don't know what title you gave. Ramus. And that man you called Dan. Your failures, and you trying to correct them. What does that have to do with anything other than you simply not wanting to get in trouble and continuously acting like children? And you are definitely not anymore.
Regardless of our actions in the past, we are now trying to correct them.
And I wish you luck in your endeavors.
So can we get back to the part where you're working with the people who, were releasing this primordial? Because that seems to be the elephant in the room.
Though I don't see your elephant in your room, I didn't realize you were a summoner. I assume you mean...
It's a figure of speech. Sorry, it must be the way you were brought up.
Quite.
Cool.
I don't understand your jovialness. He says that in a matter-of-fact kind of way, like not understanding your sarcasm. But he does state, the reason why we are currently working with them is at the behest of my council members and the king themselves. They presented a position that we would be advantageous to, keeping our kingdom, our people safe, and advancing our borders along the way. Your living world would have a decreased populace after some time, and ours of the undead and shadows would advance forwards. Thanks to our own limitations, we have been not allowed to go beyond the borders of our own kingdom. As more than not, we are killed in the immediate. We'd very much like to change the hypocrisies that we have faced and the damnation simply because we are different from others.
You know, I can actually understand that. We actually met some goblins who were in a similar sort of situation, and we helped them a lot.
And yet you still damn the rest of the world so you can save
Again,
a small group.
inadvertently. Didn't know it at the time.
You've never been warned multiple times. Told at every corner. I can understand you not knowing in the beginning. Could you not have simply walked away during?
Well, the thing about just walking away is that you kind of leave it on the shoulders of other people to take care of for you, and we didn't want to do that. We wanted to make it right ourselves as opposed to leaving it to a group of people who are ill prepared.
I understand. I understand that now. But during the process, you could have easily walked away and turned for help from another source, not continuously helping out, as you put it, the bad guys.
Well, we knew that they were going to achieve their ends no matter what. We saw it as the only way for us to do the right thing was to keep digging and try to work from within.
When we did go to kingdoms for help, they would ask that they would want more information of who was involved and for us to research to find out who was involved, to tell them. But they never offered to help us other than asking us for more information.
And you would yourselves trust those that come towards you asking for help with no providential information, no anything, just the word of mouth.
I would argue that it's the job of people in power to help those who are not in power. So, yes.
And no one helped you. No one gave you an advisor, someone that can commune with you. Those
I mean,
that could
after
help
a while,
you.
yeah.
Roll deception.
After the whole thing happened, yes, but not while we were trying to.
No, Tempest, you would know. Roll deception. Unless you're not meaning to lie.
Wait, what am I lying about?
Isle sent out people to help you multiple times. And then you guys kept sending them away.
I wasn't there at that time.
I know, but you are
I wasn't
aware.
there when Isle did it.
No, I know. But you are aware because one of those people came back to help you guys again. Which immediately got you
Were they trying to
kicked
help
out.
us, or were they actually bad guys, though?
It's up to you to decide, honestly. But by the surface level of how it looked like they were trying to help you.
All right.
Yeah.
Deception, you said?
Yeah. Oh, so Ray, roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1d7. No, actually 1d6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of one of those.
Why is Ray rolling?
I wanted him to roll what my position would be as a noble, because we never decided that.
You're over here arguing and you're still worried about yourself?
I still don't know what my
True to form.
whole backstory is.
It's true.
He's still working on his backstory, and he's the one that's gotten us in trouble.
I have not.
Over and over and over and over
Us
again.
Dan.
into just as much trouble.
Ramus, you're a Viscount.
Okay.
I don't know what rank that is. I just looked up noble titles and just numbered them off randomly. Anyways, maybe believing you, or at the very least, not thinking you're smart enough to lie, at least at this moment. He is an asshole. Like, that's been established. He's a very strict dad that doesn't like that his son's friends got him in trouble. And the rest of the world in trouble, technically. So he is being a hard ass. Sorry for other cursing.
Can I roll insight or something? I want to know, does he actually care that the world is in trouble? Like, was this all part of his plan? Is this like an unfortunate side effect? I want to know like what his position is in all this.
Yeah, roll insight. Based off of the current talking that has happened so far. That's pretty good. Micah, you can also roll if you like.
Yes, I will.
Hmm? Not that great. Micah, you still see this man as your father. Still stern, still quite handsome, honestly. But coming home just to give bad news, it's one of those weird things where I'm coming home just to give bad news and asking for help. So you're not fully reading into what Reaver has to say or what is currently going on, which is why you asked Tempest to help out. And Tempest, you yourself see this in Micah and realize that, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but overall you can tell that Reaver is not being disingenuous. He honestly believes that you guys screwed up. He honestly believes that you're trying to help, but at the exact same time, he's trying to make sure his people survive. Everything survives as far as he knows it. It's not as if he's wanting people to die, it's just he has no current power to change that. So he's trying to make sure anyone that he can keep alive will stay alive. He's not the king. He's not a council member with the power. He's just someone that can currently lead the people, the soldiers. That's still a very high and powerful position, but if he goes against anything, everything, his world, minus the actual kingdom itself, will go crumbling down. It's one of those positions where if you act, you lose, and if you don't act, you still lose. But in one instance, he still retains something. He's not wanting the world to die. He's just in the position where he can't do anything. Publicly.
Okay.
Father, so what you're telling me is to walk away from this? That's what you would want my legacy to be? Your legacy to be? The son that released evil, tried to put it away, and then was told to walk away?
What I asked of you is why didn't you do so before you unleashed it? I can understand you wanting to help out now. The desire to help versus the actual ability to help is one and another thing. I've asked this multiple times, but why are you here? You came into the city for a reason. You came to me for a reason other than me calling on you since you decided to go elsewhere at first. What is it that you sought here?
We sought the last item that we would need to put the primordial back behind the cage.
And what did you offer in turn? Councilmember Lena presented herself to you in response, and you offered her nothing other than, according to my discoveries, Miss Viscount Ramus offering your services to do jobs, odd jobs at end. Money, there's no need for that, as it is a treasure in our kingdom. So what did you offer other than manual help?
I'll offer my life.
That is not for you to offer. Your mother gave you that life. You would taint it. so easily. You can tell when you said that he got visibly upset. Even without the roll, Micah, you can tell he got hurt by that, like heavily. Tempest, you as well.
I don't know that we have anything else to offer. All we have is ourselves and our skills.
You should tell them that we're here to correct mistakes because we have a good track record of completing our job. No matter what it is.
I got this, Becky. Thank you.
We've never failed.
It's true, you've never failed.
Oh, okay.
Well, you failed once, technically. But you also
Okay, we failed
succeeded on that.
once.
I don't know what to say, Dad.
Tell them that we'll fix it. We got all the stuff already. We're pretty close. I yell through the windows.
Yeah. He simply states, then think it over. And next time you come home, don't just simply give me bad advice. Bad
Ask them why the
Intel.
organization is here.
and and don't just come home giving me bad advice, bad intel, and bad news. I allowed you to live your life, and all you've brought home was danger.
Ramus like
It's
lightly
not good
knocks.
news. If you're safe.
So, can I ask, what do you suggest that we do?
At present hand, you would require of the council or myself an item of value in our kingdom, something that's guarded as a national treasure. And you would need something of equivalent to exchange it. I would find something of equivalent value if you were to ask something of that massive scale. If not that, then make sure you're not caught. Or else, even in death, you will still pay the price.
But, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. There's a member of the group, the organization, who released this creature in your city, they seem to have a position of power. Am I wrong?
They are the ones that brought on the proposal and are staying here. Yes.
So if your government considers them an ally, why would they give us what we need to work against them?
It all depends on what you offer them. And if you've offered them nothing, then why would they ever willingly give you something?
So the evil people are offering you more lands, more power, and you're supporting them. If we needed something, one of your national treasures, we need to trade it for something of value that they would want.
Correct.
What would they want?
There you go. I was wondering why Tempest didn't ask that.
There you go.
I guess I was talking around the question.
He
My
was
bad.
talking around the question. Sorry. A lot of the times it can have to be direct. It doesn't have to be politician or work. I know what you were trying to ask, Tempest, but it was kind of skewing around the actual thing. And without being direct, this man doesn't do non-direct. Which is why he immediately just yelled at Micah, yelled at you guys. He's a very straightforward man. He's not a politician. He would not know what you are implying or meaning. When you guys said that Dan shouldn't be left alone, he immediately asked you, why'd you leave him alone? He's a very strict man, but an honest man. But Tempest, you were asking. Don't get me wrong, but it would have taken a while. Especially with my brain. But Micah, you asked, what would be a value? Reaver does state either an item of value of the same value or a different one in turn. Or, I suppose how lenient your team is, a sacrifice. One being of noble repute, intention, design, and desire. And based off of what I've seen so far, just about none of you qualify. At a game, especially Ramus.
What?
That's the first person that came to my mind.
Ray hasn't done anything.
Damn.
Damn.
Ramus hasn't
Damn.
done anything.
You don't have to do anything
That
to
was
be
out of game.
sacrificed.
That was out of game.
This is a
I saw
completely new person. What do you mean?
I saw
Why do
Tempest
you
make it.
already hate me?
Already is a pompous cat.
Because you're acting like a dick.
I saw
I'm
Tempest make a
acting
joke.
like a noble in my current form.
Exactly. That's why I hate you.
It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I'm actually a very good
In my mind, though, it
person.
does.
That's where you
I'm-
create you again into a nicer person.
I mean, Reaver has been
I
acting
like
the same
Ray.
way, and he's kind of a jerk. So I can see Tempest not liking Ramus. But again, that was
plus
out of game.
Tempest doesn't like nobles.
I wonder if you don't like Dan. Well, technically, he was raised as not a noble.
Dan doesn't act like a noble, so that's kind of the deciding factor there.
Dan
Yeah, that's
isn't fit to be a human.
Either way, that's out of game.
Also, did Deadman ever bring me tea?
No, never.
Deadman.
He's just standing there, honestly. But Reaver does state, sacrifice of of noble repute, pure heart, and a not a clear mind, but one that is not stepping to the side and leading their true path. And he did state, and nearly none of you from among you qualify.
Nearly is not everybody.
Yeah.
Lou.
I'm sorry to say it probably is you.
It could be, it could not be. Honestly, you don't know.
What do you mean by pure heart?
A virgin.
Is that what you mean? Is it?
I don't think that's what he means.
Wasn't. But I suppose that couldn't hurt. I guess. He feels like awkward.
Mother, that's probably not.
Tempest, when you see Reaver's face when Micah says, "Oh, a virgin," he gets that weird scrunched up look whenever you talk to your parents about sex. Kind of thing.
No, it's my kids that get that weird look when I talk about sex.
No, either way, it could be one or the other way. It's that look. It's that look, Tempest. You can tell that that's not what he meant or implied, but it's more or less that couldn't hurt. No. By purity of heart, I mean the desire of not simply and willingly being corrupted, allowing those around you to simply sway you simply because you feel like you understand them. Someone that can lead people, lead them well. Someone that would simply not turn a blind eye just because they desire not to deal with a problem at hand.
I'm curious why that matters to, no offense, these people?
it would be a worthy sacrifice if you brought down someone so
And what-
pure of heart.
When you
But
say
wouldn't
the
they value someone who held their values?
It's one of those. Well, I at a game. It's one of those things where like someone so corrupt or someone so in the dark wants something that's in the light to be brought down or snuffed out. It's not as if they don't want something that's similar to them. It's more as if it's something that they can toy with or destroy.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Tempest. It's just this is more valuable to them versus someone that could potentially be a
They're
danger
just
to them.
sadistic assholes.
They're just sadistic assholes. He does.
Gotcha.
He's just talking this in the concept of the council and the king, not him. He could also be a sadistic asshole, but well, he is an asshole. But so far, you're not sadistic. Just rude.
and when you say sacrifice, do you mean you want us to kill him?
No, the council will do that. It's one of their pleasures.
You know we have nothing to trade at this point of equal value. So you're asking us to go find something, probably steal it, to give it to you. So that then you would give us something that we need. This is how we got into this problem, this predicament in the first place. This is exactly how we've gotten to where we are today.
Then I am sorry. You continue to keep making the same mistakes.
So you'd rather us kill somebody?
That is one of your options, but not all.
I do just want to point out that you are literally spelling out for us that our options are to kill someone who is a good person or to continue perpetuating the same cycle that we've been stuck in. That you're telling us is a bad thing.
Or a gift of equal value.
Which we would have to steal from somebody because we have nothing and just continue the same cycle. That's what Micah said.
Yes. I've given you options. The world isn't so fair. It isn't so pure that it willingly help you. Not everyone is so willingly. The door was closed, by the way, Dan, so you would not be inside. I guess you'd be roaming around the building, but you would not be inside.
Can't squeeze through?
No.
Okay.
The thing is
there a window on this
massive.
side?
If you do open the door, it's like a
Okay,
kind of sound.
then I go here.
Yeah. You're technically outside in the courtyard, so you can definitely roam around. Or go into the hallway, because no one's not allowing you to do that. But you would not be allowed inside. But, sorry. Reaver does state, the world isn't so kind, especially to those asking for help. Unfortunately, that is where you stand.
Okay, thank you for your time. I'll need to discuss, and Tempest, we need to discuss with our friends what our options are.
Just as a last point, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say that, yes, the world is unkind, but we are coming to you, the father of one of our, friends, asking for help against the world, which is unkind.
Indeed.
So
Can you
just making it plain that you're making a choice to not help us, so that we will continue to do the same thing that you are chastising us for.
I may be able to help you and Micah and the rest of your gaggle, but not everyone. You'd be sacrificing the rest of the world so you and yours may live. That is something I can do for you. that is truly what you desire. But I am not one man that can go off and save the world. I have a job here. I have a life here.
What if
We have our
what if
home
I-
here. I have my wife buried in the plot behind our mansion here. My life
Okay,
is
so
here.
serious question. Serious question then. What would your king and your council say if we told them that ridding the world of this primordial as a threat would go a long way towards opening discussions with the rest of the world to ensure that you're not killed just on sight and are able to move into society with other people like we did with the goblins?
So you ask, and they will simply state. He mimics a voice, kind of like Dan does, but in a different way. It's kind of haunting, but it doesn't matter right now. He does mimic a voice, and he does state, so you're asking us to trust you on this matter at hand, on the possibility of talking.
Do I know who he's mimicking?
It sounds like the first woman you met.
Was he there?
No, but he knows the council members. He knows who you first interacted with. So he knows you know the voice. That same uppity kind of voice that, honestly, you understand as noble speak.
So you're saying that they wouldn't buy it?
Not without true treasure or reward. A simple IOU would not suffice.
Father, do you know where the national treasure is here? Where it's stored?
Nicholas Cage.
I was wondering when someone was going to say it. It is stored on the
Library of
king's
Congress.
on the king's crown. Well, rather, it is the king's crown.
Oh, so no big deal then.
We just killed the king. I didn't say that out loud.
Yeah, I know. There is one point in the crown that can be drawn out, and that itself is the treasure.
What do you mean by drawn out?
Like a blade. From its sheath.
Okay. Thank you for your time. I will meet
What was
our
that
others.
last thing he said?
It could be drawn out like a blade from a sheath.
What could be drawn out?
A point.
we-
You know how crowns have like those points? One of the
Yes.
specific points
Points
is quite
is a-
literally the treasure itself.
Is a blade.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sure, no problem. uh, now then, you want to discuss with your friends, and I've taken about 30 minutes of your time, both in world and out of world. And I've taken a good amount of your time from them.
Yes, thank you. And we will try to stay out of trouble.
That much, with any luck, you do. You can tell he was going to say something else, but honestly, he doesn't believe you're able to.
Damn. Are these rocks, mushrooms, or flowers up here? What are these white things?
As you're walking around, you can tell that there are some mushroom caps in the area. They are mushrooms, white mushrooms to be specific. I think not teriyaki. Man, what are they called again? They're generally edible, but I forget what they're called.
Button?
Yeah, like button mushrooms.
Shiitake.
Shiitake, thank you.
Well, I
Oh,
pick up
Jesus.
5 of these mushrooms.
Whoa.
Mike,
Wait, where's
yours
Dan?
just appear around us. It's
The door is open. Denman walks in. closing the door
Oh,
soon after.
Oh,
But
I
before-
would
Deadman,
stop Deadman before.
Okay.
Uh,
Before
and
he
then
was
after
going
they-
to, the musician was going to step back in.
I would request from Deadman. Excuse me, but I would request a short audience with the Lord.
He walks in, closes the doors. You can hear some conversation in the other way. Comes back soon after. Allows you, presents you to the nobility. Closes the door again.
I did not wish to disrupt your conversation with your long lost son, or
Traveling son.
of course. A topic that I know that they probably did not discuss with you, although we did in a way disperse with the individual that caused the commotion, the same one that raised the primordial. There does happen to be a cursed giant undead in the area. I think it is important to inform the surrounding smaller villages they may need to evacuate.
A giant hasn't been here for quite some time.
Yes, I know. But it turns out that individual who unsealed the primordial was more powerful in necromancy than anyone believed at the time.
And what you believe, or what you state, is infallible or fallible. You mean a ungiant undead? Not ungiant undead. My bad. A undead giant is walking around.
Yes, I know how absurd it sounds, but nonetheless it did happen.
Not that uncommon.
You- Yes.
Well,
But this one is cursed with some type of pestilence.
Must be from the undead lands. I will send out a team of necromancers to bring it down. Rein it in if need be. Perhaps you can join the undead army.
Yes. Let me know the casualties. If there need aid from other areas, I can try to send a letter and request from my house.
There will be none.
Of course. And thank you for your audience, sir.
Of course.
And I do a light bow and exit.
Night bow. Open the doors. Close them again. Deadman's inside. Unless someone else wants to speak with him. No? Okay.
I don't want to.
Hello.
He's mean.
Dan, where have you been?
Hello, friends. I found one human hand number of these tiny umbrellas, and I got one for everybody.
Thank you.
Do you mean 5?
One.
Yes, one for everybody.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. For the umbrella.
I lost 2.
It is a very small umbrella.
Thank you.
Dan, it does not
Okay,
seem as though
so-
you found enough of these tiny umbrellas for the entire group.
Who?
What?
I'll give mine to somebody
Why?
who doesn't have one.
Why?
Where?
What?
Who?
Oh, I have
Eventually.
questions.
When?
I have been standing out here. Y'all were in there talking a long time. Can you explain what we need to do? And does it make money?
No and
No.
no.
It will make your head hurt.
Oh God.
It is explained to you that basically, Micah's dad cannot actively work with you because he's in a position that he's not allowed to. And if he does, he gets everything taken away from him. And if he doesn't, well, he can't protect Micah or anyone else. So, other way around, sorry. So basically, he gave you advice In order to get the treasure from the council members, you would have to exchange it for something of equal value, whether it be in an item of some sort or a sacrifice of someone of pure heart. A little macabre, but he basically states, unfortunately, when you're asking for someone for help, they will and can, especially with the council members, easily take advantage of you. So these are your current options, and if you decide to do another one, we'll make sure you don't get caught. Micah then asked, so where's the treasure? And he told you it's on the head of the king on the crown. One of the points of the crown itself is the treasure.
So we can kill the
Oh.
king, or we can kill an innocent person.
Okay, one thing, we
Or-
don't need to kill anybody. Two, we don't need to kill anybody. And we're not going to kill an innocent person. And we're not going to do what everyone tells us to anymore. Everybody, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to do something different.
Disneyland.
We're going, to a different kingdom.
You can.
No.
You came to this one because Ray wanted to go to this one.
Well, like, we can think, right? So equal value. And they want the crown, right? Well, we could steal that.
No, the crown itself is the treasure. Well, the point in the crown is the treasure.
Not even the whole crown?
Not even the whole crown.
See, I think he's just testing us. Because I would say that's not that expensive.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to test with some sort of obtuse challenge.
But why would he want just a tip of a crown?
Well, that's the magical item that we would need. It sits in the crown like a sword. Do we
Do
know
we
if it's
ha-
the front point?
He didn't
No.
tell you.
He didn't say. But do we have
Sword to your
anything
head.
amongst ourselves that could be considered of equal value?
What kind of magic items do we have? I have a ring
have a
of
really
shooting
good sword.
stars.
We have the bag,
Got a
right?
necklace
that
I
you
made
can
out of
stick
fishing
in it.
tackle and shiny stones.
Yeah,
Oh,
Me
that's
too.
right. We have the portable hole.
portable hole. We have a signet pin. We have some scroll.
There's stuff in the portable hole.
What's in the portable hole?
A chest.
Father Bright's head is
What's
in
inside the
portal
chest?
hole.
No, the
Something we
Father
can-
Bright's now an owl. That's, I think, on Becky's shoulder.
Oh yeah.
It's on
Yeah, it's
Father
an
Bright's on
owl.
someone's shoulder.
We can give them Father Bright and Al. And the chest in the portable hole.
Yeah, we should check out that chest. 'Cause I don't
Does
know that
anyone
we've actually
remember what
opened
was
it
in
yet.
that chest?
You have. It's where you guys got some magical items.
Oh, that's right.
But the last one you couldn't take, so
Portable
you just took the entire thing.
The last one we couldn't take?
Yeah, we couldn't lift it.
You couldn't lift it, yeah.
The chest or the thing inside?
The thing inside.
Do we know what it was?
Yeah, it was an axe.
An axe.
I have a holy symbol and a scroll of pedigree.
Is
I
that
don't know.
We have
think
those
those are more
tiny
personal.
hats.
Ooh, Dan can make larger.
Micah roll insight, Becky roll history. Who else might have something of equal? Tempest roll
Perception.
investigation. Dan, I think you believe your shell necklace
Portable
might be equal value, or your
Oh,
boat,
and shell necklace.
but out of game it's not. It's interesting though. The boat, at the very least, is interesting.
Am I
Well,
rolling
actually,
anything? It-
I
It's
can't
attached to
currently
my
think of
spear.
something Ramus might have, or at least is aware of. No, Ramus might be able to figure this one out. Ramus, roll investigation as well. It's hard to tell how Dan thinks, so I don't know what to give you.
It's fine.
Okay. That's an 8. Becky, you're thinking maybe when your items, it's kind of hard to tell. There is that owl that keeps following you. So maybe when one of your items, or maybe that. Tempest, looking at everything and looking at everyone, you can tell that there might be a few things here and there that they might have, but it's hard to tell. But based off of the parameters of what Reeves gave you, there are potentially some people here that might be of that whole pure-heartedness kind of thing. Well, Dan is kind of pure of heart. He is not someone not so easily swayed. You can tell that Dan doesn't fit that status. There are two
Alright,
people here
so-
that do, and it's not Becky, Remus, or Micah.
And
probably
Naira
Connor.
doesn't have a voice.
It's probably definitely not Naira.
It's got to be Connor.
And those two are Connor and Naira.
Nope, definitely not. Can't be them.
Well,
Why
I
you-
don't feel like killing anybody.
Yeah, while you
Also,
don't
I
want to
do like my
sacrifice them, you
sword.
can tell that they are the most viable options. And Micah, go ahead and roll insight. But yeah, Remus thinking on things and investigating things. You can tell that there might be a few things that might be of equal value, but you're not entirely sure what it could be. It's in the concept of, they might have something that can be traded, but you're not quite sure what. The memories are kind of muddled together, so it's kind of hard to tell. And Micah with the natural 25.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to say
Finally.
Micah remembers just about anything. For this instance, and this particular instance, you don't remember
No,
everything.
Michael doesn't remember anything.
Yeah. In this concept thought of what might be a valuable thing, commodity-wise, based on the parameters of people that might be able to be sacrificed, and that's not something you're probably willing to do. That's something in your mind that you now are thinking because your dad put it in your head. Connor and Naira would be the most viable options, but Connor more than likely will be the best option, since he is quite literally fifth in line for the crown. Well, technically not anymore, but they don't know that technically. Of noble birth and heritage. Very, very high heritage. Naira might be an option, but again, those are just thoughts in your head that your dad put in your head. Based off of everything else, Becky's blade, the very strong, powerful force sword, might be something that they're into because it's maybe not something that they've seen beforehand, and it might be something that they'll be able to study. And since it's a weapon, it'd definitely be something of worth and of value. And you yourself, when you remember your pedigree papers and your signet ring, those two things define you as nobility, define you as who you are. And as Tempest put it, these guys are kind of messed up. If you are willing to strip yourself of title, rank, and heritage, they'd be willing to take that away from you, ultimately putting your father in a worse position, but allowing you to have the item in hand.
How would it put my dad in a worse position?
He wouldn't be able to protect you anymore. He wouldn't be able to keep you
Oh.
safe.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Since, theoretically, you would no longer be of this kingdom. Or his progeny. Son. I don't know why I said that word. Or his son. In paper, at the very least. But that is the easiest way to do things without asking of another to sacrifice.
What do you guys think?
Do you
I
tell
think
us?
we don't kill anybody.
I would tell
No,
you.
I don't.
I would.
What?
I would not tell who should die, but I
Oh
would
no,
tell.
in my mind, we're not even thinking about that.
Okay,
Mhm.
I don't
would-
think I
Yes.
can kill anybody.
I definitely would
If
not
y'all
side
pay
on the
me,
side
I'll
of
get rid of
killing
this
someone.
sword. I don't need it. I'm pretty strong, but it's pretty nice to have. But
But
if you
Becky,
pay me,
the payment would be getting the last magical item that we would need to fix this problem.
okay, once we fix the problem, I'll take 90% of all the profits.
Becky, I don't think that seems reasonable.
Okay, deal is off then. but it might. I might be able to do 91% of all the profits.
Connor does get a little closer. That would basically mean you trying to take over 90% of the world, since the profit is not everyone dying.
Okay.
It's true. I don't
well,
think we're getting paid for this anymore.
What?
Yeah, I
That's
think
why
we're
I
doing this
do
out of the
this
goodness of our
job.
hearts.
It's a never-ending payment. Like steady payment stream every month.
Yeah, from our mine,
I hope
right?
so.
We're still getting money from the mine, right?
I don't think so.
I thought we gave that away.
You gave it away.
So, yeah. Shoot.
Like, you are
Well,
getting
Look,
conscripted in the Kingdom of Dust to help out the world, so you are going to get paid after this, but ultimately it was decided upon you to help out, the problem you caused. So you'll get some money out of this, but you won't get, an entire mine again.
here's the
Unfortunately.
deal. I'm gonna give up my sword, but I get first dibs on all magical items.
I actually think that's fair.
Yeah. I can
Unless
also
I-
give up my heritage.
And other heavy items.
Can I just interject
wanna
here
use that
for
axe.
one thing? I would advise that if the magical item is in fact armor or something of that nature, that perhaps I should receive that. Again, I was kind of teleported here with one pair of clothes and no
Wait,
armor.
what? Who said anything about armor?
It said
We don't have
magical
armor,
items.
Ramus means,
We
like,
don't
in the
have
future,
armor.
if you find magical items, he wants dibs on armor.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you forget that
Yes.
I just got Isekai here with nothing but
I
just
can-
this one pair of clothes.
Yes, their isekai moment has quickly gone south, but you have to understand there is a 15% interest on all magical armor or armor of heaviness.
Well, I am a wizard, so I do not fright about the heavy armor. You could keep
Oh,
that
okay.
yourself.
Well, magical items, you'll pay me a little bit, a tiny bit. It's a
Did
tiny,
I not already
teeny
pay
tiny
you?
bit.
I did pay you
You-
500 gold to be my friend. I
You did
thought
not.
friends would share.
Ray did,
I
and
am
Miss
Ray.
did not. So I'm owed 500 gold payment from Miss.
If I return home, then I can get you that payment. But
That's what they all say. Okay, I'll give my sword, but I get the next sword, and I also get a carriage.
Becky, do you mean this sword? And I pull up the sword that you said you
Yes.
didn't want anymore?
No, I said hold on to it, but it is mine. I
You-
purchased it.
you said
I
you
have
didn't
the-
want
I
it.
have the receipt. It's mine. So I'm negotiating this. I give up my sword, and I get a carriage. That's it.
I don't know who we would get a carriage from, though.
They have to give me a carriage. Y'all have to give me a carriage. I'll give up my sword.
No, we can't. They're going to we want.
We give them your sword, and they give us the magical item that we need.
Plus a carriage. We
I
can
don't
negotiate.
think they would go
No,
for
I
that.
don't think so.
You could ask them, though.
Okay, well, that's what we're negotiating. And then if that's not it, I get first dibs on magical items.
You can get first dibs on magical items. Up to 2.
Up to 2. Deal.
Okay.
Up to 2 at a time.
Nope, just 2.
2 a day.
2.
2 a
2
day.
total.
2 a day. Thank you. That is all.
God, if we find 2 magical items a day, we'll be rolling in it.
Actually, according to wording, it's 2 today and no other days preceding it. So you better find magical items today.
No, it's a day.
But would Becky have noticed that?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm gonna step inside by myself.
Like, there's no way of not making that noise.
But this time, I'm not acting like a noble. I'm acting super tough. So I do 3 front flips, and I turn into 3 back handsprings, and then I do a double backflip, and land right in front of Deadman.
In the splits.
Tempest, do you think I probably should have taught him proper etiquette in front of a noble? I'll be fine.
Taught who?
Becky, of course.
Connor
Becky
looks
is
towards
noble.
you. Becky is presents themselves as female. They're not a man. And
Yeah.
she is high bred, but I don't know if she retained those. So ultimately, it's her decision to be who she is.
Becky does what she wants. You couldn't teach her to do anything, and she wouldn't do it.
It's called smooth-brained. It's this type of
Of course, but
syndrome.
there are protocols, but okay.
Sitting on a couch.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that you know the protocols exactly. So
Not
I
everywhere.
don't know. I think
I was
found one
not
out.
summoned directly.
Well,
it was for audience with.
there are
Micah.
It's back.
there are different protocols, and some people.
Oh, I
don't-
know.
Yeah, I know.
Ramus did not want to seem.
I know.
Lesser.
I know. Deadman goes towards the door, closes it, not making the sound again. Becky does backflips coming over and presents herself as an acrobat, kind of. Definitely looks
Well, I
tough.
stopped
but...
in a flex, a JoJo pose.
Oh, okay,
Back
there we go.
turned to a rever.
Reaver does look towards you. I did give you time to discuss with your companions, did I not?
You did, and I believe you spoke to two of our imbecile companions. So, I'm here to settle the score with a deal.
He looks mad at the moment in time.
Say, here, I got a deal. I will put out in front my Starblade sword.
Wait, no, he's not the one that we need to make a deal with.
Oh,
No, he is. Him, the council members, or
Oh.
the king themselves. He
Okay,
will present
well,
the
I
deal
like-
to the council and king, and then you will be summoned to the king and council in turn.
Cool. Well, sir, I am presenting you the strongest sword I've ever seen in my entire life. So possibly the entire kingdoms. With an S. I should be hearing a gasp. Piano man, hit a low key. Dun 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 dun. And then I place the sword on the ground very carefully for him to examine. And I will say, I believe this sword will more than suffice for what you are asking for, but we do ask for a carriage in return. A carriage.
Roll persuasion.
No, we want the item.
Yes.
Wait,
well,
no.
I said for the item.
I
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but that's not what you said.
What you
is
said.
that what you said?
Yeah, I got
Roll
a,
persuasion.
No.
it's not working.
He's not dumb. He would know what you mean. Don't worry about it. Looking towards you, Becky, he does simply state, based off of your wording, I assume you mean in addition.
Yes, the deal that was just discussed with my two imbeciles.
Looks even more mad. I will...
Why? Oh, well, oh, yes, that's right. One of them is your son. I believe I was outside, and please forgive me, sir. I bow again. I'm very sorry. I, for some reason, thought I had sent Dan inside, not Micah. I must have talked so long because Micah is such an intellect of 666 years old age. And it was not the two imbeciles that I originally had thought. I would also like to lay down the mushroom next to the sword as a sign of forgiveness.
He looks towards it, and simply enough, he does state, I cannot guarantee any more, but I will discuss the topic at hand with the council members, and you will be there tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
He picks up
Yes,
the
thank
blade. Deadman begins to wrap it in a weird gauze, and then when
Tears.
he finishes wrapping it up, you can tell that a weird magical binding begins to light up in the gauze itself until it closes like super tightly on it, and then Deadman presents it to you.
Oh, thank
You will
Thank
hold
you.
on to it until tomorrow.
Okay. I try not to cry, but I am crying. It's pretty obvious. I'm crying. I don't want to get rid of it, but I'm like, okay, fine. Thank you very much. Your honors?
Deadman just looks at you.
Turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Piano Man, hear me out.
Dun, 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 dun. And then you walk away.
Everybody, as the protagonist, I have struck a deal. I've struck a deal now that I'm on the right side of the door. I've also gotten theme music, which is a pretty big step for a protagonist. So
Yes.
take that, everybody. Also, I lost my good sword, so if y'all need help in battle, you're gonna die this time.
Wait, you lost the sword or they took it?
Well, I still have it. It's a long story. It's wrapped in mummy gauze, and I can't take it off.
Oh.
And we have to give it to them, present it to them.
Well,
like,
yeah,
all
that
nice
was part of the
tomorrow.
deal that you just pitched.
Well, the deal was for a carriage
And the magical item,
and
right?
an item of a crown, something crown.
She says, but you
Anyone
feel like she might have forgotten to say that.
Anyone
Yeah.
steals her? We should have a carriage. That's like the greatest thing I've ever done. Well, okay. Well, I did it. I saved everybody. And we didn't murder anybody.
Good job, Becky.
Thank you.
And all it
Becky.
took was loss.
I'm really proud of you.
Very proud of you.
Did you hear that, Tempest?
So selfless,
Quite well done.
selfless.
Very
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Thank you.
Nara
Continue.
nods an improvement. Remus is just there.
Continue. Ramus? Ramus?
Of course.
Ramus? What do you think of it?
Yes.
Ramus?
Shall we go on? I
Father
think we shall
Bright?
return to our.
Father Bright just
Ah.
flies over towards you. Any of you have control of Father Bright, by the way. But it just flies over towards you.
That's not. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, thank
returning
you.
to you towards the shoulder, he's certainly not here on this map. Violet does bring you outwards, and she does state, very well then, I will bring you to the King and Crown tomorrow morning. I suggest you all rest or try to relax before that happens. Keep in mind your manners and be careful of what you say.
Of course. Violet, was it?
Yes.
A quick question. You've lived
Careful.
here your entire life, correct?
Indeed.
Do you know a good place to indulge in more cardinal pleasures?
Well, that's pretty normal, though.
You want to find a cardinal? Like a priest?
Yes, cardinal.
Cardinal, not cardinal.
like-
Cardinal?
cardinal.
Like a bird.
Like a bird. We got
Yeah,
a bird.
cardinal. Cardinal pleasure. Yep, like the bird. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Violet does look towards you, and she does state, if you are looking for a father, they are at the church district to the north. If you're looking for more fleshly desires, there is a street to the south known as the Red District.
Of course. Oh, thank you.
Fleshy desires.
Flesh. That's such a strange way to put it. Let's not say
Fleshly
desires.
desires, Ray.
Hmm.
She says it that way, unfortunately. But, Remus, you now understand where they're at. She does take
yeah.
you back towards your inn because she doesn't know if you guys are going to split up, just relax for the night, or other.